I don't know if it's just a happy coincidence that the colors matched up or if they really decided what each person's color would be based on those platforms. I would have to imagine the former, but it's a great detail regardless.
Yes, it was intentional, and I can prove it. So in writing, there's this tool called parallels. There are multiple ways to apply this, but the only ones that I'm interested in are events and characters. Functionally, parallels are used to highlight similarities. You see this a lot in media. 0.2 has this scene where Aqua reunites with Terra and kind of Ven. It really depends on whether you think the fact that Ven is unconscious for this matters to his attendance. This scene is parallel to the scene in Kingdom Hearts 3 where Sora helps Terra take his body back. The same beats happen as is the staging, but the context and interactions are different. Kingdom Hearts 3 also has the scene between Anna and Sora where Sora just tells the audience how similar they are and how similar Riku and Elsa are. In Birth by Sleep, the parallels between the Wayfinder trio and the classic princesses is started in the opening, that shot of the Wayfinders turning into light and then into the Stations of Awakening, and as well as having the Wayfinder trio start at the home of their respective princess. But that's not the only place this is reinforced, because Birth by Sleep does something really cool and works the parallels into the gameplay. Specifically, this is reinforced in the D-Links, and it's really cool. Okay, check this out. Cinderella's level 0 D-Link starts with Wish Circle, Enchanted Step, and Magic Mending. And Wish Circle is based on an Aqua exclusive command being based on her finisher, and Enchanted Step is just Barrier Surge but renamed. On top of this, Aqua is the only one of the Wayfinder trio to have Cure in her level 0 D-Link. Level 1 adds the only other command, Wish Shot, to the command deck, which is functionally a fire spell but with light. Aqua specializes in Blizzard and Fire spells, as well as the fact that Spellweaver also has the light shot in its combo, albeit not homing. And for the finishers, the basic finisher, Dream Sparkle, is pretty basic. Using Wish Shot and the final finisher, Miracle Dance, is very similar to the finisher for Spellweaver. It's also worth noting that the inputs for both are very similar to the inputs for Magic Volley, which is the final finisher for Aqua's D-Link. Snow White's level 0 D-Link starts with Sleepy, Grumpy, and Doc, and out of these commands, Treasure Raid is Ven exclusive, and Sleep is fitting for obvious reasons. Level 1 adds Sneezy and Happy to that, and Ven does specialize in wind spells, and level 2 adds Dopey and Bashful to that. Neither have strong ties to Ven. In fact, Warp is a Terra exclusive command, put a pin in it, but Mini is one of the commands that you can find as Ven in Dwarf Woodlands. And the finishers follow a similar trend to Aqua, though reversed. The first finisher, Sweet Memory, is similar to Tornado, a Ven exclusive command, and the second finisher, Sweet 7, doesn't have a direct connection, but both use a similar input style to Air Dive, which is the final finisher they chose for Ven's D-Link. And to finish this trio, we have Maleficent, which is exclusive to Terra and pretty self-explanatory, honestly, but since I'm on a roll, level 0 starts with Fire, Binding Strike, Blackout, and Sleep. Level 1 adds Fire and Ignite to that, and level 2 adds Firaga and Dark Firaga to that. Out of all of that, the only command to be Terra exclusive or otherwise tied to Terra is Dark Firaga. And the finishers are called Thunder Chaser and Dragonfire. Thunder Chaser is similar to Landbreaker, but with lightning, which I'm pretty sure you can guess at this point is also the final finisher for Terra's D-Link, and Dragonfire doesn't really have a connection that I could spot this time. I'm sure there is one, I just don't remember it. It does make sense that there aren't any significant ties to Terra, since this is pretty clearly foreshadowing Terra Nort, and we don't get to see what a theoretical Aurora D-Link would look like. And if you've been paying attention, there's also another thing hidden in the D-Links, specifically when you look at how the commands are named. Cinderella's commands all have magical sounding names. Not only is this fitting to be paired with the magic user Aqua, Cinderella is the only one of the classic princesses to not be cursed in their main story. Then you've got Snow White's command decks that are named after her friends, the dwarves, fitting with Ven's entire story being about friendship and making friends. And that even goes one step deeper. Remember what I said about Warp being in Snow White's level 2 D-Link while being a Terra exclusive command? And notice how Snow White also has a Cure command on her level 0 D-Link despite the fact that she's the only one outside of Aqua and Cinderella to do so in the opening? It seems like Ven's connection to his friends was highlighted in Snow White's D-Link, with Aqua and Terra also influencing the command choices. Their friends really are their power. And then you have Maleficent, who honestly doesn't really count, and again, since we don't see the theoretical Aurora D-Link, it ends up being pretty generic. But what purpose does this serve? Why put these parallels in the game to begin with? Because they foreshadow the end of the game. Each of the Wayfinder trio ends up in a situation similar to that of their princess's darkest hour. Think about it. Aqua and Cinderella both end up locked away, Ven and Snow White both end up in a sleep-like death, and Terra and Aurora both end up being puppeted by the antagonist. Which is a little strange, but they do have this parallel in the beginning with Maleficent puppeting Terra like the curse does to Aurora in Sleeping Beauty, and she's also the only one of the classic princesses to be in this kind of situation, so it was probably a case of work with what you got. Foreshadowing is one of the more common uses of parallels and mirrors, and if you're wondering, no, there isn't any overt reference to how they escape their darkest hours. The only one that is close is Aqua to Cinderella, with both being searched for and eventually saved by their friends. This gets bonus points for having Ven there technically, but even then it's pretty iffy. Although I feel it's important to inform you that makes the Master Defender the glass slipper equivalent. But honestly, other than that, the only thing of note here is that Sora's constantly in the place of the princess in the story, which I mean, yeah. Sora's kind of the closest thing to a Prince of Heart that we have. Will it go somewhere? Who knows? I sure as hell don't. Hey everyone, it's been a while. Nearly a year, in fact. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't intending for the gap between videos to be this long. It just sort of happened. But now that this is out, hopefully I'll be able to be posting a lot more often. Hopefully I'm through that little block I was having. But just in case I don't, you can always check me out on Instagram, Twitter, or Tumblr. Those will all be linked below, and I do plan on starting streaming soon, so if you want more updates on that, you can always check me out on Twitter and possibly Tumblr. I don't know if I'm going to be updating both on that, but my Twitch account will be linked in my About section on YouTube, so if you ever want to check that out, no pressure. But I do have plans in motion for the 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts, if it goes through. No guarantees, but I'm going to try my best. So I'll see you around. Bye!